So now we're going to look at finding the intersection of two graphs. The first graph we're going to graph, let's do this equation. Let's go y is equal to 1/2. I'm going to do this by pressing Control division symbol and building a fraction bar and doing 1/2 like this, so it's kind of as we see it. Then I'm going to press right to get out of the fraction bar. 1/2 x squared, then minus 6x plus 7. Enter. So as you can see, we don't see the graph that well. But let's go ahead and do our second equation. We do a second equation by pressing Tab, and now you see another blank one opens up. So I'm going to do y is equal to 6x minus 1. Enter. And you see this. Now, we should know enough about these graphs to know a few things. I'm going to start to get a better view of this. But I know that it should cross it twice. We see one crossing here, but a line continues forever in any direction, as does a parabola. So what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of expand this out. Let's go click over here to where we have space. We don't need to see so much of that left, so I'm going to go -1, enter. Oops, forgot to tab though. So -1, tab. Let's see more of the top there. I'm going to change this to, I think we want to get it pretty high. Let's change that to a 50. Then I'm going to tab. Let's change the x to maybe a, instead of 10, we're going to want to see more of that. So let's change that to like a 30. Tab. The bottom, let's see a little bit more of. We need to see the bottom of that parabola, or we at least want to. So let's change that to a -10. Okay, let's tab. Our left side looks pretty good. Tab. Our top, let's get up to maybe 100. See if that helps. Let's go tab again. Maybe not 30, maybe 25. Tab. -10 looks good. The left side looks good. Let's change this. Let's try 150. There we go. So you see it's a little bit of a process of trial and error. And you can see that we lost our bottom. So let's click somewhere and get that bottom going. I know it's getting a little crowded here. That's why you can always go back to the menu and change your window manually. But tab, -10. Let's change that maybe to a -15 so we can see some more of that bottom. There we go. Okay, I did this exercise because we really have now two intersection points between our two lines. One of them is in blue and the other one's in red. To find these intersection points, we're going to go to the menu, Analyze Graph, and then Intersection. So that's menu 6-4. And it's going to look similar to what we just did before, left bound, right, or lower bound, upper bound, and guess. So I'm going to choose the one up here first and move this to the left and then to the right. And as I pass over, you see this thing comes up that says intersection. If I click, then I see 23.3 and 139 is an intersection point. That's an ordered pair that satisfies both of these inequalities. Or sorry, both of these equations. Then we go to Menu, Analyze Graph, Intersection, so we can get the other one. And you can see the text is kind of holding up this. Let's try this, the text of the lower bound is covering up our intersection point, but I should be okay if I put it here, click, and cross over to the right. That word intersection comes up, click, and there we go. I can click and drag and move the text out of the way so I can see 0.686 and 3.12. One thing to take note of is that these are rounded values. The decimals most likely are rounded, and it'd be up to us to kind of set the settings so that we see more decimal places, or just accept that these are rounded values.